Hi.
So let's start with tell me who you are. Tell me a little about yourself.
Okay. I think this is one of the difficult questions to answer because I think I've been exploring my whole life to define who I am. But as I have entered the 24th year of my life, I've realized three things for sure about myself. So, first is Nilanjana is someone who doesn't like chaos or any kind of conflict, and she completely wants to stay away from that. And this is a very early realization based upon how turbulent my family environment has been. Second thing that I've realized is my belief in whatever happens for your own good, and this has time and again proved, or in some way has proved true for at least for me, that even if I'm facing a challenge, even if I'm facing a difficult time in my life, it'll only help me grow stronger or emerge stronger on the other side of it. And third is this is something that I think one of my very close friends and we have very deep and meaningful conversations all the time. And this realization has partly come from her and from me that, I try to stick to my comfort zone a little bit too much. So maybe now is the time to maybe start getting out of it one step at a time.
How do you perceive freedom?
I think there are times it's like a 50-50 thing. There are times where I feel like maybe, coming out of my family situation would give me some sort of, also it would help me maybe achieve some sort of peace and serenity in my life. And there are times where I feel like maybe I don't know how I would be able to cope up without my mother being around me, because I feel she's been the most supportive. And I think I don't have a lot of close relations in my life, and I just have that with her. I share that with her.
How do you define captivity? How is this playing into that?
um, I feel I think before me joining the workforce, of course, it was my education and my studies, and I wanted to make sure that if not the best, but I have to make my mark in whatever I'm doing, if not the best. And so I have a tendency to, putting a lot of pressure on to me, and that has gotten me into troubles health wise. uh, yes, I'll do this. Yes, I'll do that. I'll abide by everything. I have not had a like, I'm not saying you need to have a wild teen years for, exploring and all of that. You can have that if that works for you. But I've been very much by the book. By I have to be obedient. I've been very sincere. I've been very obedient. I've been very like, but there has always been a fear, and it's again, like, it's not coming from my mom, it's coming a lot from my dad's end. What are you doing with your life? And I feel that has kind of inculcated a belief that maybe I'm not doing enough, and that, when I start believing that I'm not doing enough, I feel like I have to do everything. It's funny to say all of this because I'll tell you, I come from a family which is very liberal, like very, like they have always been cool with what I want to do. Like, so I've had friends who would even have like troubles with communicating with, their parents, like just basic desires. Let's say basic desires of having a boyfriend or having a relationship, or dating someone or exploring the field of dating. That has never been an issue for me. So at times I feel I'm very privileged. But it's so funny to then think, then I know my father has certain expectations from me, academically speaking, professionally speaking. And I think that has been very much so like um, been stated to me in every conversations that I've had with him till now. And I think that is the kind of captivity that I've been experiencing since the last maybe 2 years. I think so. It's been at the peak of. I've had that experience, but it's never been at the peak of it. But now I think it's at the peak of it, where every conversation starts with, so no PhD. You're not thinking about PhD, and every conversation ends with, I'll do it at my own pace.
Um, can you think of a song that kind of um, captures this feeling of, uh, captivity, but you're actually saying you got a lot of freedom. So, can you think of a song that captures this?
Yeah. I think it would be Shikayate from Lutera. It's a beautiful song. And there's a line that really I feel resonates, and I feel like maybe someday when I do free myself from all of these, barriers, it might feel like this. So the line goes like, Subha bedag hai. So I feel someday when I reach that state of the other side of the things, maybe it might start feeling for me like seriously Subha bedag hai.
शिकायतें मिटाने लगी, सुबह बेदाग है, सुबह बेदाग है, जो बर्फ को गलाने लगी, कहीं तो आग है, कहीं तो आग है, उड़ने की इस दफा ठानी, परिंदों ने भी वफा जानी, अंधेरे को बाहों में लेके उजाले ने घर बसाया है, चुराया था जो चुकाया है, शिकायतें मिटाने